All right, hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this tutorial on planes. Right now, if we quickly have a recollection of what the physical landforms of India were, you realize that we had discussed mountains. We had, of course, discussed what plateaus are, how are they created, what is their history, etc., etc. And of course, we were left with the third physical form that we were yet to discuss, and they are the planes. So we would be exploring that in a little bit, and I hope you are able to take away a good amount of learning from the session. Right. So what are plains essentially? Plains are nothing but they're large stretches of land. Right. I've written over here as well, and they're generally above 200 meters sea level. Right. So if the sea level is considered to be zero, right? So they are usually at an elevation of 200 meters above sea level, right? And of course, most of them are usually flat, as in like the place where we live, but some of them could also be considered as rolling or undulating, basically uneven, non flat surfaces. Okay, sometimes flat, sometimes non flat, so basically rolling or undulating surfaces, right? Now, of course, the good question is that how are they essentially formed? Like the formation of plains is a very simple concept. Over millions and millions of years, mountains are eroded by rivers flowing through them, right? Basically, erosion is happening wherein there is a breakdown of large rocks, pebbles, and so on and so forth into sediment, right? Into this powdery substance. Now, this powdery substance is carried by the rivers and is eventually deposited on the banks of the rivers, right? And now, over a period of time, this deposition will lead to the creation of plains. That obviously goes to say that the rivers will keep depositing, keep depositing the sediment. Over millions of years, it will eventually lead to the creation of plains. Right? Makes sense, of course. So, if you look at the general features of what plains are, they are usually very fertile. And what does fertile mean? That the soil is very rich, right? The soil is very rich in nutrients. Okay, the soil is very rich in nutrients, and of course, it is ideal for growing a large variety of crops like wheat, rice, cotton, etc., sugarcane, right? So, of course, that goes to say that agriculture is easy to do in the plains. It is an ideal condition for agriculture, right? So the plains provide ideal conditions for agriculture, and of course you will realize that the plains are always the most populated regions of the earth, right? So it's not the mountains which are the most populated. The plains are always the most populated regions of earth, like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Lucknow, Jaipur. These are all plains, right? So they are the most populated regions of the earth. And in India, if we specifically talk about, plains are formed by major rivers, especially in the north. So in the north, you have this physical feature that is known as the northern plains, right? You have this physical feature that are known as the northern plains, and the northern plains are created by the Ganga, and of course we have the Brahmaputra as well, right? So if we look at the general importance of plains, we can draw a little flow chart of this sort over here. So plains have fertile soil which is ideal for agriculture. You can grow a large variety of crops, you can feed a lot of people, etc., etc. And of course, because plains have very important rivers, you will have an abundant supply of water, right? So you will not face any lack of water. You will always have water in the plains, which is of course very ideal for human settlements, as I have written over here. And of course, on the plains, it is easier to construct like transportation networks like railways and so on, highways as well. Then you can construct houses, you can construct buildings, you can construct industries, etc., etc., right? So on that note, I hope this session was of some value to you. This is where we end not only this chapter but also the concept of planes. Please do make your notes and get back to me in case you have any doubts whatsoever. Thank you. and goodbye.